Good morning. Our 23rd Sunday in Ordinary Time, coming from a new location in Wappingers Falls, New York. From the Book of Wisdom. Who can know God's counsel, or who can conceive what the Lord intends? For the deliberations of mortals are timid, and unsure are our plans. For the corruptible body burdens the soul, and the earthen shelter weighs down the mind that has many concerns. And scarce do we guess the things on earth, and what is within our grasp we find with difficulty. But when things are in heaven, who can search them out? Who ever knew your counsel, except you had given wisdom, and sent your Holy Spirit from on high? And thus were the paths of those on earth made straight. The word of the Lord. Our second reading from Paul's letter to Philemon. I, Paul, an old man, and now also a prisoner for Christ, urge you on behalf of my child Onesimus, whose father I have become in my imprisonment. I am sending him, that is, my own heart, back to you. I should have liked to retain him for myself, so that he might serve me on your behalf, in my imprisonment for the gospel, but I did not want to do anything without your consent, so that the good you do might not be forced but voluntary. Perhaps this is why he was away from you for a while, that you might have him back, forever, no longer as a slave, but more than a slave, a brother, beloved especially to me, but even more so to you, as a man and in the Lord. So if you regard me as a partner, welcome him as you would me. The word of the Lord. Lord be with you. Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Great crowds were traveling with Jesus, and he turned and addressed them. If anyone comes to me without hating his father and mother, wife and children, brothers and sisters, and even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not carry his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Which of you, wishing to construct a tower, does not first sit down and calculate the cost to see if there is enough for its completion? Otherwise, after laying the foundation and finding himself unable to finish the work, the onlooker should laugh at him and say, "This one began to build but did not have the resources to finish." Or what king marching into battle would not first sit down and decide whether to 10,000 troops he can successfully oppose another king advancing upon him with 20,000 troops? But if not, while still far away, he will send a delegation to ask for peace terms. The same way, any one of you who does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciples. Gospel of the Lord. If you've ever driven and you find yourself at a crossroad, and the road you want to go on is only one way, but you want to go the other way, it's hard to figure that out. You have to do that and find another way around. The Book of Wisdom, also called the Book of Solomon, is considered the last of the Old Testament scriptures. It was written about 60 BC in Alexandria, and then translated into the Greek. Alexandria attempted to downplay any belief in a God. There was a whole different mentality there. Wisdom wanted to change that. For those Jews living in that area, it showed how small we are in relation to the universe and to God. There was no belief in the next life. Death was final. Hope was that people will remember you. Belief in an afterlife did not come around till the time of Jesus. One of the 10 Commandments was honor your father and your mother. Now Jesus comes along and tells us that unless we hate father and mother, we cannot be his disciple. It's apocalyptic preaching at its best. It is meant to shock those listening so that they pay fully attention to what's being said. Luke has Jesus on a one-way road. We just talked about one ways. In his whole gospel, Jesus is on one road toward Jerusalem. It's the only direction he's going, and the cross. As he faces the cross at the end of that road, he's telling us that absolutely nothing can come between us and our love for him, and nothing shall pull us away from Jesus. Carrying our cross is something people do in their lives, and you don't even realize it sometimes. The problems you face in your marriage, in relationships, with the difficulties with children and grandchildren and siblings are all part of the cross that each one of us carries. You and I are called to make a serious commitment to Christ, one that will not be lost in life itself. We need to know the cost of discipleship. We need to know the meaning of detachment. We need to stay on that one-way road that will lead us to Jesus. God bless. Have a good week.